Good afternoon, all you followers out there on YouTube and Facebook. It's another wonderful day here in Tucson. We're going to be probably close to 90 degrees today. I know for some of you that's very odd for November. That's about, it's probably a little above normal for us. So we're definitely going to be cranking the AC on here in a bit. So I am like you, like so many of us out there, and sitting on the edge of my seat. Well, not really, but sitting on the edge anticipating this election to see who's going to win. It looks like it's going to be a long process, and I want to say thank you to all of you who did get out and vote or sent in your ballots by mail. Trust me, the votes do make a difference. So I guess we'll just continue to wait. So today we're going to do something that will help us out during the upcoming holidays around Thanksgiving and Christmas. So I've got a handy little recipe here. It comes in handy during apple season, which this is. So we're just going to take some apples and we're going to make some apple pie filling. So, you know, if you've got just a bunch of jars of apple pie filling in storage, it makes those apple pies at Thanksgiving and Christmas time a breeze. No time at all hardly to bake them. So we're just going to go ahead and I'm going to gather up all the ingredients that we need to do this, and I'll be back. Alrighty, so I've got all the ingredients gathered up. I've got 7 quart jars in the water bath canner, sterilizing, and we're going to wait for those to get done because I don't want to peel the apples early and have them at a risk of going brown. I've got my big, I don't know what you call it. It's not a saucepan. It's a kind of a Dutch oven. A big pot on the stove with 10 cups of water in it that I'm bringing to a boil. So let me show you the rest of the ingredients. So we are going to use cinnamon. The recipe calls for 1 teaspoon. I did 2 because I like a lot of cinnamon in my apple pie. I've got nutmeg, and I'm adding just a dash of clove to it. We've got lemon juice. We've got sugar and yellow food coloring. Got a little thing of yellow. We're only going to use like 2 or 3 drops of that. And then I've got my apples. Some recipes tell you to go with sweet apples. Some recipes tell you to go with tart. So what I've got is about 3 pounds of Fuji apples. That's them here. And 3 pounds of Granny Smith. So these are sweet, these are tart, so it should give me a good balance. So, and to, let me turn you back around here. And the peel of these apples, I've got a little device here. You can find them at Amazon.com or Bed Bath & Beyond. And they're simply an apple core peeler. So you simply put an apple on the end of it and then you crank it. And as you crank it, the core gets cut out by this little piece here. The core comes out, and then this part right here actually peels the apple as we go around. And not only does it peel and core, but it slices as well. So, and I'll show you later it slices them into a little spiral shape. So, alright, so I'm going to wait for these to sterilize and we'll get started. Okay, y'all, so in this big bowl here, I just mixed up my sugar, my cinnamon, nutmeg, clove, and salt. And my recipe calls for cornstarch. The official ruling is you should not be using cornstarch to can. So you can use this product instead. It's called Clear Gel. You can find it on Amazon.com, or you might find it in a store somewhere. But what it is a modified cornstarch, so that it will old-fashioned cornstarch has something to do with it. Something about in the heating process, it doesn't hold up and kill all of the little creatures that could get in your food when you're canning them. So you definitely don't want to eat any apples that are tainted. So I'm following the recommendation and using the Clear Gel in this recipe. It will thicken up. It will thicken up just like cornstarch. I measured it measure for measure. Recipe called for 1 cup of cornstarch. I did 1 cup of Clear Gel. So I mixed that all up with the sugar and everything. That's going to go into the boiling water in when we get ready here. And all right, so I'll be back as soon as the jars are sterilized and we're ready to pack. Alrighty, so I'm going to go ahead and start peeling the apples. The jars are sterilized, so I'm going to start peeling the apples. I've got a bowl in the sink here with some cool water and some fruit fresh mixed in it to keep the apples from browning. And let me just show you how this thing works. So you take the apple, the white part here, you stick that on to the 3 prongs at the end. And then you basically start turning. And looky there. Took the core out. And the apples snap into these little pieces, little spirals. Alright, so I'm going to get busy peeling all these. I'll be right back. Alright everybody, so I've got all the apples peeled, sliced, and cored. So we're ready to pack the jars. I also have my that 10 cups of water on the stove. And I just added all the sugar, the Clear Gel, the cinnamon, nutmeg, clove, salt, all of that together in here. And we're going to bring that to a boil for 1 minute on high. And it says that we are to stir it occasionally at the beginning and then constantly once it starts steaming. So we should probably take over and start doing that. I've got my lemon juice and my yellow food coloring ready to go. Once this boils for 1 minute, we're going to add the lemon juice and 3 drops of yellow food coloring. Why? I don't know why, but I'll just follow the directions. Alright, so our sauce is ready. Or the filling we're going to be putting in the jars. So I'm just going to finish filling up all these jars. Kind of mix the apples around so I'm getting a little bit of Granny Smith and a little bit of Fuji. in each jar. It says to pack them until they're within a ½ inch of the top. Apples will expand while you're processing them in the water bath canner, so don't go any higher than that. One of these days coming up, I'm going to go ahead and get started and make my pie crusts and put them in the freezer. And I'll show you guys how to do that using vodka. It's really simple to do and creates a really wonderful flaky pie crust. Alrighty. Don't know if we're going to end up with 7 quarts or... The recipe said 6. 6 quarts. By the way, for those of you that are wondering, I had about 3.5 pounds of each type of apple. So that's what I started out with. I don't know about you, but around the holidays, apple pie is one of my favorites. I like apple, pumpkin pie, pecan pie. They're all pretty good in my book. Six quarts is what we ended up with. All right, so I'm going to dump this out. So I can bring my liquid over here. I'll show you all this. Look at this. That's the filling that's going to go into the jars. Doesn't that just look wonderful? I wish you could smell it. It smells like apple pie. Alrighty, let me get my ladle. Let me move these out of the way. You know what? I think I had this problem last time. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put my apples into the sauce. And this will make them easier to get into the jars. You all should see this. There we go. Now look at this, y'all. Now look at that. Looks like wonderful pie filling to me. Alright, so now we're going to put these in the jar. Oh, it smells so good. Alright, I'll be back as soon as I fill the last jar. Alright, so I did end up with just about 7 quarts. I don't know how, but I did. And so I'm just waiting on my lids to sterilize before I put those on, and then put the rings on them and put them in the canner. So we'll be back as soon as the rings are ready. Or not the rings, the lids are ready. Alrighty, let's put these lids on. One too many. Now these are going to sit, process in the water bath canner for 20 minutes. All right, so let's do this. Again, you want your water bath canner to have enough water in it to cover the lids by about 1 inch. And as soon as that comes back, to a boil, we'll get busy timing it. Y'all see me tidying up. Clean while you go, people. Clean while you go. Alrighty. Let's put this yellow food coloring back. So while we're waiting, we're coming up on the Thanksgiving holiday. That's my favorite. And I was out shopping the other day and finally found a turkey. I've learned if you don't buy the turkeys early, you won't get the, if you need a large turkey, you won't find them. So I didn't go, usually I'll go with a 24, 26 pound turkey. And because I like leftovers, but last year I think I threw quite a bit away. So this year I just bought a 14 pound turkey, and so there won't be that many leftovers. So it's my favorite holiday, has been for many, many, many years. And you know, as a kid, Christmas is your favorite holiday because when you're a kid, it seems to be all about getting, you know, the latest toy or gadget or whatever. But Thanksgiving is just a time to be thankful, and I enjoy that. Just having a nice meal with family, being thankful, and then calling it a day. My mother started a tradition many, many years ago, and I continue that to this day, that on Thanksgiving, we have dinner. We have the Thanksgiving dinner around, usually 1:30, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And that's kind of nice because you've got the morning to get everything prepared. And then everybody that's gonna partake is here probably from, you know, let's say 2 o'clock to 3:30, 4:30, and then you've got time to clean up and time to relax before you know you have to get up the next day and get back to normality after the holiday. So I do that with both Thanksgiving and Christmas dinners. I do that around 2 o'clock in the afternoon so that I can just relax and rest in the late afternoon and evenings. So let's see where we're at. Look, we're just about to boil. So this is going to come to a boil. Like I said, we're going to process it for 20 minutes at a boil, and then we'll take them out. Alrighty, we got less than 30 seconds to go here. Alright. There we go.
Your apple pie filling timer is done.
Alexa, stop. Turn off the heat. Alrighty. Let's take a look. And there we go. 7 quarts of homemade apple pie filling. It looks pretty good to me. I figure for a deep dish pie, it'll probably take 2 of these quarts to make a single pie. So I've got at least 3 pies here. I think that should get me through Thanksgiving and Christmas. Plus I have some more that I canned earlier this year. So that's it, guys. Yep, that's it. That is today's the fun we're going to have with canning today. So it's almost 5 o'clock in the afternoon here. So I'm going to start thinking about dinner and relaxing for the rest of the evening. Looks like we still don't know who our president is going to be. So keep the faith and keep hope alive. So have a good evening. Bon appetit. Remember, life is beautiful. And we'll see you on the next video. Alrighty. Bye-bye.